Never back down. Hey, how's it going, guys? Hope you're all doing well. Welcome to my channel. And in this video, actually, it's me talking about my favorite guilty pleasure movie of all times. So yeah, I don't know why, guys. This is kind of I tend to be a little crazy about this movie. Ever since I was like 12, I don't know why I never kind of got over it. And yeah, it's one of those movies that still to this day kind of speaks to me in a way, and I think it's great in terms of cinematically. Tell me if this doesn't sound familiar. Kid moves into a new town, moves into a new school, gets publicly humiliated, gets beaten up, and new kid, of course, the main character's name is Jake Tyler. He wants revenge, and basically he learns mixed martial arts. Does that sound a lot like Karate Kid? Because it is. And but you know what? This is a little bit controversial, but I like this more a little bit than Karate Kid. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. Is this that I don't know why. I think it really has to deal with how the style of this film, you know, because you know how it is with movies nowadays. It's like nothing's really that original, right? They all kind of copy and paste other movies that have come out before, but then they just kind of make a few minor changes, and then voila, right? New movie, right? And yeah, I mean, this film is a little bit of an example of that. But I don't know why. I think it's just like as I said before, the fight choreography. I think it's amazing, right? I to me when I first watched it, I was like, damn, like this looks real. And if not, it actually gave me a little bit of anxiousness because something that I really did like was just the way how whenever we got to see like Jake Tyler's perspective when it came to like fight scenes, it was like it was like it's like the camera, is like focused on like whoever he's fighting with, and it's like and we're like in his shoes, and that's what kind of gave me a little bit of anxiousness. I remember just kind of like watching it for the first time when I was like 12 or 13 years old, and I was like, damn, and the thing is that, like, yeah, as I said, right, very similar to Karate Kid, so that makes it a little bit predictable. And but as I said, right, the style, it's very highly stylized, you know, but something that I find it to be very unique is not karate. This is MMA. So we get to really do see a lot of really cool, um, chokeholds and slams, a very, very sort of fancy, throws, leg locks, and all that really, just really cool, fight choreography that's introduced in this movie. And this is a film that came out in 2008, so yeah, you know what? I always really liked it just for the style of it. And you know what? Even the story itself kind of won me over because, us as like viewers, for the most part, right? We usually tend to want like the main characters to kind of just, you know, to win. And but I and yeah, those are just one of those movies that you're just kind of rooting for Jake Tyler, So yeah, of course, right? Like in this film, he has a love interest, and this is like Amber Heard, right? Amber Heard, her character. I don't remember her name actually, but the name of her character, but she's in this film too. This was kind of like before. This was 2008, so this was before the whole craziness with her, right? And then of course, right, the main villain, right? Well, the only villain, Ryan McCarthy, right? He is the guy who just beats up Jake Tyler because he does have a background in mixed martial arts. Jake Tyler kind of goes through, this training montage, right, with his trainer named Roka. And Roka, pretty much kind of sets this rule that there's no fighting outside the gym. And And you know, Jake Tyler's like, oh, well, I kind of don't really care, you know, like I'm gonna use this as to whatever I want to do with with these skills. But little by little, it's like he, I think like even like when it comes to just martial arts in general, if you kind of have like a little bit of a basic understanding of it, you don't just learn how to fight, you also kind of learn life lessons as well. And that's kind of what Jake Tyler kind of goes through, and then eventually he kind of like decides that, okay, this is maybe not the way that I think I want to go. But of course, right, I mean, Jake gets, he got beat up, so as the audience, we kind of want to see a little bit of payback, right? We want Jake Tyler to really, 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 destroy this guy, which is Ryan McCarthy. You can kind of fill in as to what happens, but yeah, overall, I think it's a great film if you haven't watched it. And I remember when this movie came out, and sort of like, sort of the reviews that I was kind of checking out when I was like maybe like 12 or 13 years old, and I just couldn't really fathom so much of the hatred towards this film, So, yeah, if you have watched this movie and maybe you don't like it, I don't know, just feel free to kind of post your comments and just kind of tell me as to why you don't like it, and I'll actually be curious to really read your response. And but if, let's say, if you haven't, then check it out, and maybe kind of go back to this video and tell me what you thought of it. So yeah, those are just kind of like my thoughts and the reason as to why this is the best cinematic guilty pleasure film of all time. So yeah, if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and take care, guys.